off with Arsenal chat. This is the big headline as well today. He's been stripped of captaincy. Firstly, are you surprised that he has finally been stripped of his captaincy?
It's not the biggest surprise at all. No, it's not. This is not the first time he's been disciplined by being put on the bench for actions that he has done outside of football. I just feel as though it's the right call. It feels like the right call. So big move. Simon Jordan just mentioned there, ballsy move. If Arteta is to change the football club, and he's probably not going to be the man to finish the job, but fair play. If that was my club and my captain had, and listen, I don't know how true these reports are, but it appears that he's turned back late for training before the day of a big game.
Well, it looks like he's flown, but supposedly he's flown to Barcelona to get a tattoo.
Well, so his mum. I think something to do with his mum as well, apparently.
Okay. Right. But either way, he missed training.
But either way, and I don't think it's just this. This is not the standalone problem.
Yeah,
it's a number of things. It's his form. He's just not a captain, is he? Whoever decided to give it to him in the first place. And I think it's a ballsy move from Arteta. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I would kind of welcome this. I'd say.
Do you think the move has done more for the fans because he's not setting a good example, or more for the players in the club?
Well, he's taken down the big dog, so he's gone after the biggest one at the club. So basically saying, you step out of line now. So it's sending a bit of a message, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So he's the captain, highest paid player at the club. He's probably the most well-known name at the club. He's taken him down. He's absolutely, completely brought him down. And to a position where he probably has to leave now.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know where to go now.
I don't know how he stays at the club. Do you? I don't know how he finds what's his position now. Highest paid player. Clearly, he can't get placed in the team right now. Mm-hmm. His captaincy's been taken off him.
I think he's lacking confidence as well when he does get a chance.
Well, there's been a couple of disappointing performances, not just this season, but going back to last. And again, Arsenal seem to do this themselves. Give a bumper contract, massive contract, to a player that has no residual value, that can only go one place. This is a reoccurring theme. Ozil, of course, was the previous one. Well, David, there's a number of these type of deals that have been done, and I think the problem goes back as far as David Dein. I think it goes back that far. Since David Dein left the football club, I don't think we've seen Arsenal as the force they were since he left.
What happens now? Where do Arsenal go to? Who's going to be their next captain, do you think?
That's a toughie, really, isn't it? I mean, there's a number of names you could go to. Gabriel, Tierney's another one. I know that the keeper's name has been mentioned as well, but he's not been there long enough, I don't think, to command the respect.
Odegaard's name's been mentioned as well.
I don't think Odegaard's captain, is he? I look at Odegaard, I don't see any difference between him and Ozil, I don't see a captain there.
He's a Norway captain, but maybe at club level that's going to be slightly different.
I don't see it. I still don't see that type of player. At Norway, maybe the best player gets the captaincy. You don't look at him and go, "Oh, he's a Tony Adams type player." You don't, do you? And then you go back.
No, you don't.
And since then, Tony Adams was. I mean, you think about what Arsenal were back there. The Arsenal, they were called, right? The marble floors. You walk into Highbury, and you knew you were walking into a football club that was steeped in history, that had its own disciplinary measures. They all wore the blazers. Ray Parlour will be able to tell you about all this. And you went in there as an opposition player. You knew this. You're walking into a proper football club. I don't think that's the case anymore.
No,
I think you're walking into a club that still lives off the past glories. There's no glory now at Arsenal. There's no glory.
How important is the role of captain anyway? Are we?
Well, crucial. It's
do you think so?
Yes, the way that the club is.
Sorry, is it crucial more from the fans' perspective and maybe a selling point for the club than it is on the pitch during the 90 minutes?
The captain's got many different hats he can wear on the match day. So Aspilicueta at Chelsea, right? He doesn't start every single game now, but he leads the club, he leads the players, and he sets an example. He sets the tone in and around that dressing room. So I mean, I've had lots of different captains. And you look up to them at a time, and there are certain things that happen. Maybe results aren't going so well. You look around, and they lead by setting an example, not just on a match day, but also training in and around the training ground. That's really where they do their captaincy for the players that they're around. That's where they set. That's where, I mean, look what Ronaldo must be doing at Manchester United, right? So we only see on the Saturday, but imagine what he's doing at the training ground. Imagine what he's doing now for some of these younger players, setting an example. That's where that's set. So it's a big decision.
Okay. We're talking about Arsenal. We're talking about Aubameyang, of course, stripped of the captaincy. What do you make of it, Arsenal fans? 03717 223344. John is an Arsenal fan. He's first up. Hello, Johnny.
John boy.
You right, lads? How's it going?
Are you a good dart player, John?
Yeah, excellent.
Are you? Have you knocked in a 180?
What's that for a boast?
Yeah, no, it's something which comes naturally to me, actually.
Yeah, but have you knocked in a 180, John?
No, I haven't. No, not unless to go right up to the board.
So it doesn't come natural.
What do you mean to go up to the board? What do you mean?
You basically put them in.
John, can you hear me? No, I don't think John can hear me. Let's go to Simon. He's an Arsenal fan. Hello, Simon.
Oh, good afternoon. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, very well. Si, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Nice to speak to you. I miss you on the sports bar, actually.
Do you, Simon? Do you miss him?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay.
I told you, don't argue with my listeners. He misses me. That's enough. It's very kind of you, Si. What would you like to say?
Well, I just think there's been way too much made out of this Aubameyang situation, really. I mean, I don't know if Jason will remember, I actually rang in 8 months ago and spoke to Jason, and he had Perry Groves with him at the time.
Right.
And I called Aubameyang an embarrassment as a captain.
Right.
And I think, to me, as a fan who's wanted him not to be captain, since then, I think Arteta's been very, very patient with him. I would back Arteta 100% on this decision. He's supported him through all these different things. And it just comes a time where, unfortunately, he's had to sit down with him today and say, you know, look, and we move on. And we do. Now, I don't necessarily want him to leave the club, but I think he will leave the club in January. For me, I think the solution to this would be to put Lacazette in till the end of the season as captain, give him an 18-month contract and sign Calvert-Lewin and sell Aubameyang. That's the perfect solution for me. But I think Arteta's been 100% spot on here. And I hope no Arsenal fans come out and start slating him, because I'm just beginning to 100% back Arteta in everything he's doing. And he's done the right thing.
Yeah, I'm giving Lacazette an 18-month deal.
Yes.
Right. And the captaincy?
Until the end of the season, certainly.
And then what happens after that?
Well, maybe a sit down and review for a longer term. There's a lot of younger players being mentioned. I don't think there's a lot of nonsense being talked about with Tierney and Ramsdale and White. No, none of them. Possibly Gabriel, I think, possibly. But those three, no, not at all for me. No, you've got to stick with Xhaka or Lacazette.
Go back to Xhaka now.
Well, I would go Lacazette, and I would have Xhaka. I would have Lacazette now, and Xhaka is vice captain.
Well, listen to what you're saying here.
Yeah,
what you've just recommended is a bit of a mess, isn't it? Because there's no long term. So it's literally patch things up, and we'll think about it later on. Then you're going to give Lacazette another 18-month contract. You know, aren't you making a similar mistake to what you did with Ozil and
not
Aubameyang?
I think you're completely wrong on that situation. And then I'll tell you for why. If you're at Liverpool now and Salah's 29 and they're talking about giving him a 3-4 year contract, 400 grand a week, they'll be in the exact same situation as we are. But if you let Salah go, everyone will be complaining. Sorry,
you're comparing Lacazette with Salah?
Well, Lacazette, no, not Lacazette. I was comparing Aubameyang getting his big contract to if Salah gets one. They will be in the same scenario.
No, they're not. You're talking about one of the world's best right now.
Yeah, no, no, I'm not saying Aubameyang is Salah, no way. But what I'm saying in relative terms to us at our club, Aubameyang was our big player. I'm not comparing him with Salah on that, but I'm comparing the situation to contracts, and Arsenal getting slated all the time for either not offering a contract and then offering a contract too much. You can't have it both ways.
Well, yes, you can. You can work out someone somewhere is there to make the right call, the right decision at the right time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you do with Salah now then if you were Liverpool?
Well, if I was Liverpool, you would give him the contract because right now he is one of the world's best, and you've got to keep him. He's 29. He's not 39. I think you've got another 4 years out of Salah.
Yeah, but we had that with Aubameyang, and everyone is slating us because we gave him too big a deal at his age.
Aubameyang has never ever been in the same shadow as Salah.
No, I'm not. No, you're missing the point I'm making.
No, well, I'm not.
No.
I'm
The
not.
point Jason's making is they're going to offer this crazy deal to Salah because he's currently one of the best players on the planet at the moment. When you gave the deal to Aubameyang, he wasn't even in that bracket.
He wasn't. He was to us though. He was a big.
Yeah, well, that's irrelevant.
I'm not saying he was in the world.
There's your mistake.
Yeah, that's the mistake.
There's your mistake.
That's the mistake.
You know, he was, you know, to you at that time. I mean, I remember Alexis Sanchez left. It was either Alexis Sanchez or Ozil. You gave Ozil a bumper deal. You know, whatever. You made two mistakes, in my opinion. One, you let Sanchez go, and two, you gave the wrong contract to the wrong man.
Well, I would have rather Sanchez stayed, and I think you would have seen a better Ozil anyway. But Sanchez wanted to go, and once a player wants to go,
do you know what, Simon? Simon, do you know what? Do you know what, Simon? The problem you've got is that you support Arsenal. That's the problem you've got, and these are problems. These are no, it's not, Simon. It's not. This is an Arsenal thing. This is a reoccurring theme. You can go back over the last 2 decades. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Okay, you know, I can go back to Clichy when he left, Robin van Persie when he left, Thierry Henry when he left, Cesc Fabregas when he left.
No, but on all those players,
Ashley Cole when he left. I mean, this has been going on for years. You've been in the same situation. What's happened now? Because all those players left.
You're not looking at, you're naming all that, but you're not looking at the fundamental reason behind it, which was not Arsenal's fault at all. We couldn't compete with the wages when the money came into other clubs, and they went.
Yeah, but Arsenal are famous for letting their players' contracts run down.
Yeah, and what my prediction will be, with the new way that this is going, all players will run contracts down now.
Well, no, I don't think they'll be allowed to. You get to for argument's sake, you get to 2 years, and then the manager or the CEO comes out and says either sign the extension or we'll sell you now for top dollar. That's what should happen.
The Harry Kane situation will prove me right on that.
Well, no, it won't, because Harry Kane's on a 6-year deal.
Yeah, and he can't get out of the club now, and he wants to. So players won't want to be trapped like that in the future.
Yeah, but that's because he signed a 6-year deal. If he would have signed a 4-year deal, he would be able to get out of the club now.
Admittedly, it was a very long deal. I agree, but it still would make players think about that. I think, and I think that's the way it's going to go. I think contracts will run down now more than they have.
I don't think they'll be allowed
to. Well, you can't stop that. If a player wants to sit his contract out, Sol Campbell, perfect example. If a player decides 18 months, 2 years to sit his contract down, you can't force a player.
No, we can. For 2 years, you say you're not going to get a game, so we're going to sell you now.
But you don't do that. You're not going to devalue your best player.
No, but you're not going to. Well, you are, because otherwise you're going to let him go for zero.
You can't. Liverpool.
No, if you've got a player, let's take Mohamed Salah, all right? Mm-hmm. In fact, no, his contract's coming to an end. If you've got a player with 2 years to go on his contract, and you say we're either going to sell you now or you sign an extension, that player is not going to sit on his backside for 2 years, is he?
No,
because you're going to lose him for nothing in 2 years anyway.
But the club aren't going to pay him $100,000 a week.
No, but he's already got that deal. He's already got that contract.
They're not going to pay him to sit in the stand. Might as well pay him to play.
No, but if you've got a player that's on a 4-year deal and with 2 years gone, he's got 2 years left, and you say either sign the new extension for another 2 years or we'll sell you. That player can't go, well, I'm doing neither, I'm going to sit on my backside. That won't be allowed to happen.
I mean, it does happen.
No, not. There's no player that's on silly money a week and sits on his backside for 2 years.
Every player's on silly money a week now, right?
Okay, but no one sits on their backside for 2 years.
Drink water.
Okay, name another one.
But I'm saying there are examples of that. You know, you can find, and it depends on the player's mentality. Salah's not going to want to sit in the stand, but Liverpool aren't going to have him sit in the stands. I mean, paying him the thick end of $200,000 a week, wherever he's on now.
No, but I don't think my point is I don't think you're going to get players in charge of letting their contract run down. I don't think that's going to happen. I just think Arsenal are the sort of club where they let that happen too often. We've seen it so many times before.